Hi, this is Dr. No with Kid Focus Dentistry. So today I am going to talk about tongue thrusting. So a lot of these issues, especially with tongue thrusting, most parents have never heard about that before. But realistically, it's actually a lot of children are doing tongue thrusting now. That is because a lot of children are introduced to very poor habits very early on in their life, such as pacifier and bottle feeding. So the reason why they are tongue thrusting, I think it's the best to kind of explain what is the pattern of how the tongue should be at rest versus when they have the pacifier and the bottle. So usually tongue at rest and tongue and swallowing, the tongue is actually going to the roof of the mouth. So imagine this is the roof of the mouth, the tongue is going to the roof of the mouth at rest, and at swallow they just do a wave motion on there. With the bottle and the pacifier, what it does is it teaches the tongue, instead of going into a wave motion, is go into a piston motion. It's constantly pushed forward on there. And especially if a child have a tongue tie, the tongue needs to go somewhere, but if it has nowhere to go or it's harder for it to go up to the roof of the mouth, it will thrust forward. The number one sign for a strong tongue thruster is we tend to see an underbite, where the jaw is moving forward on there. And those are usually tend to be the kid that, especially when they first start speaking, they tend to be lisping or having difficulty with such letters as S, L, D, R. Those letters, the tongue had to go to the roof of the mouth. But they don't do that, they more moving the tongue forward. So why do we care about tongue thrust? So number one is the underbite. Underbite is a really important issues to address sooner than later, because when the child go to growth and development, the first thing that will grow is usually the jaw, and it doesn't really stop growing until after puberty. And if the jaw naturally grow at a very, very fast rate, and now you have the encouragement of that, then you go into a very deep underbite. And truly, like, as the kids get past the age of usually about 9 or 10, you're leaning towards surgery, full jaw surgery to correct that. So we much prefer to correct the issues when they are younger, so then we can avoid surgery, or at least give them a better chance of not needing surgery. The other thing is definitely tongue thrusting can cause a lot of issues with the skeletal growth. When the tongue just moving straight in the middle, this is when we see that underbite on there. This is when you see the kids looking like this on there, where the jaw is getting an underbite. And this is where the kids having issues a lot with speech. And you tend to see more so with boys than girls. It's just because they tend to be a little bit less wanting to pronounce a sound as much. However, with girls, it's a little bit different. They tend to really want to make that sound. And instead, so most sound that the letters that I was talking about, they actually need to create a seal on the roof of the mouth to make those sounds. But they can't do that because the tongue can't move very high. So what they do is they actually gonna push on the side of the jaw and using their teeth as seal. So then these are the kids that you will see one side of the jaw growing faster than the other. So this is what we call a posterior crossbite. So these are the kids that are actually not going to get diagnosed very much because they don't have any problem with speech. However, you will see a lot of skeletal problem when they are in our clinic. So either way, we really want to help address this, because it doesn't matter if you are going to do ortho or not. If you don't address this root of the problem, it will continue to cause damage on the jaw, and you end up having to do recurrent braces, or in addition to that, have to do surgery.